Hi everybody, this is Jazz, aka Trend Trader for you. Let's talk about some SPY weekly analysis. We'll go into the weekly chart and the daily chart. The weather's pretty nice here. It's California, and I just walked out and put the Christmas tree and the trash out and in my t-shirt. And I don't take this for granted, guys. We do pay the cost of it, but we're living the good life. So, anyways, guys, let's talk about the SPY weekly analysis, and then we'll go into the daily. So, as I've been talking about this analysis, higher highs, higher lows, keep on trending up. So basically, if you let me just put a couple of trend lines in here, and just not the uh, exact ones, but at least just to show you the nice trend on it, right? So that's the nice uptrend. You can see, just gonna duplicate that and going in a nice, really nice channel. And I use these trend lines just as a indication, just as the guides. Okay, I do not solely trade off of them, but if there's a trade that lines up with the support and resistance and with the trend line a touch, I'll take the trade. So anyways, nice up channel, right? Let me just zoom in real bit so that we can focus on what we have in the right in front of us. So this was the big news day, right? Just spike up, spike down, and I believe this was the part around where I believe we talked about. Let me get another level on there real quick. I think this was a couple of weeks analysis prior before that I talked about. Look for the price to bounce up from here. Went a little bit below, but it stayed up above this area and ended up putting a higher high, as you can see around here. And this week was basically a bearish week on the low volume, which is totally fine because what we're looking at right now, guys, we're looking at a nice uptrend. Nothing wrong with that. And if people are taking profit, they're taking profit, but the trend is not broken. The weekly trend is still going up and up. What I would like to see some kind of a weakness put in, and from there on we'll see if we have to change the analysis from bullish to bearish. But till then, I don't care if some big fund manager or anybody could come out there and say, we're going to have a big sell-off. I'm not gonna believe that till the chart tells me to, right? The chart tells you 100% accurate data. If you look at all past, there were news in there that's scared off many novices, beginners, or even advanced people. I was scared off too, right? But what you want to look at is a trend. If the trend is up, trend is your friend until it bends, and I don't see any kind of bend in that. So let's go into the weekly and we'll analyze that more in detail. So let's go click on the daily. Actually, not going to the daily. So if you could auto zoom, and I'm going to add those SMAs in there. I had them in there before, but I don't want to confuse people that those SMAs that I'm going to put in right now, which are usually in there, are let me go to edit studies, are mainly used for daily chart. They're not to be used for weekly chart, but can you? Yes, you can definitely use those, but they're ideally used for the daily chart. So if you do that, so now we have what? We have a 20-day, we have a 50-day, and we have a 200-day moving average, right? These are short-term, kind of like a intermediate swing term, and the biggest, longest term, right? The big institutions are look at the mainly the 200 SMA very carefully. So okay, so what we have in the daily, zoom in again. We had a down week. Definitely we had a down week. Uh, Last few days on a low volume. As it went up on around this time of that Christmas week and the end of the new year, and then we had a down week on a little bit of higher volume, as you could see, and we're pretty close to the 50-day SMA to test that. We could definitely test that. And also, what are we looking at here? We're looking at a little bit of gap here. This gap could very likely could get filled and bounce up from here, but that's just speculation. We'll go by as I look at the chart every single day. As for last 4 days or 3 days, you could say it's been printing out a lower low, lower low, and a lower low, and a lower high, and a lower high, and a lower high. So we'll go till it tells us that there is some kind of a bullishness in the daily chart. Remember, when you're looking at the charts, weekly is different, daily is different. You decide what kind of an investor or trader you are. Are you looking for a longer term kind of picture? If you're looking at the longer term, all you're doing is to look at the weekly chart and going on your way. If you're at the daily chart, you're somewhat of a short term kind of trader, and you're looking at based on the daily chart and putting your analysis toward that. So always define what kind of a perspective trend you have before you start taking trades and before you start calling out that we're at the bottom or we're at the top. You have to look at the overall picture. You have to look at the big picture before coming into a conclusion and saying, you know what, we're going down. And how far are you going down? That you based on, again, the big picture, right? So anyway, so that's the analysis of this week. And just to mention that about the paid services, as far as I'll be going into detail of this chart, and the weekly and the daily in continuing this video, and also talking about the Euro USD dollar also as a forex exchange. So for the paid members, sit on, hang in there, continue, and we'll talk about exactly the support and resistance and where I think we could have a bounce from. Okay, we'll talk about it into the detail. But before I end this the free video about this analysis, let me just go in this real quick. This is what the paid service is. If you go into my website, Trend Trader for You pricing, and you'll go into learning community, and this will give you a fairly good idea of what exactly what you're paying for $777 per month. That's it, guys. There is a I could have mentioned this as 50 bucks and then said okay, half off, and then on top of that, like this TV ads. I just don't want to do that. Whatever you see the price, it's at a very, very discounted rate. And what you're gonna get out of this is, if you click here, you're going to get this a PDF file, and you'll see exactly what I'll be covering in here. All the stuff right there, weekly analysis. We'll go into detail again in this one, and we'll talk about. We already did the sector rotation analysis. This was already done and put it on. It's on the member page, and also already put out 2 or 3 alerts, and all this for only $777 a month. This is the stuff I won't cover. So if you decide, and again, this is as a Facebook group, but if you decide that you're not involved in the Facebook, I sent this out as an email. So once I'm done, end of the day, I'll send out the most important stuff that you need to learn, and send out an email to the interested clients. So this is how you sign up. You just go to sign up, and it'll take you to PayPal, and you just sign up for the month, and there is no contract, no nothing. If you're not satisfied with it, you just let me know, hey, you know what, I'm not satisfied with it, and I'll just continue to do my own analysis. And this is only $777 a month. It's only gonna cost you about 2 Starbucks lattes, and if you really can't afford that, totally understand. But this is a true opportunity for anybody to learn about technical analysis, the charts, and etc. And if you do get this 47, this is waived. So totally up to you guys. And this is what we're doing here. And we called out this trade in there, and I kind of went over the trade. A target given 1653, it was entry of 1607. Ended up coming down, but target was given, and I actually ended up writing a move your stop to 1619. So stuff like that. We talked about the candlestick strategies, and we'll go in detail maybe in this video a little bit. So we talked back and forth, and again, a lot of stuff's being covered in here. So I'll leave it to that, and we'll go dive into the more depth of this analysis for the paid members. All right, guys, take care, and we'll see you guys next week.